Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with the daily and weekly reset that's happening today in terms of new events, as well as those that are wrapping up as well, and what's around the pipeline. So, as per usual, if you guys want to stay up to date with Marvel Strike Force content, crush these events completely free to play, just like myself, please make sure you follow along, hit that like button, and give the channel a sub for future videos just like this. So, first and foremost, let's talk about the ones that are wrapping up here because you want to be aware of it. And obviously, there's been a couple of changes too since the last week in terms of extension. Recall now that the race to X has now been added additional time, so we still have some time here. I'm still stuck right now because I only have 2 characters at Gear Tier 20, but that's really where I've been able to progress to, right? Obviously, we still have a little over a month here to take advantage of more additional red stars for Professor Xavier. So try to capitalize on that if you can. We have the Silver Sable Burst event. This was a quick one that was released actually last week for just Silver Sable and blitzing with vigilantes, but you can see here they've been doing this more and more, which is they've been inserting these events where you can only accomplish a certain level and then the rest of it has to be spent, right? So a little confusing and misleading because you can see here we got all the points here for Blitz Battle Vigilantes, but as you can see, there's at least another 35,000 points that you can't really get unless you pay for some aspects of this. So a little sneaky on Marvel Strike Force and Scopely's part, but it is what it is. I understand they're also a business. They got to make money, right? Stolen Thunder, not much we can do about this one. This is the arena event. I'm actually gonna probably make a separate video on this later on, but this is the one where essentially if you were going through the motions and working your arena, well, that's where we're ranking right now. So I have been top 10 for the majority of it, which has been nice, but as you can see here, it's very interesting because there's a lot of ties, right? So hopefully they can smooth this out and make it more fair, but because obviously my rank should be higher than this run, but with all the ties, and it's really, you know, a first come first serve kind of rating, right? And you can see here, obviously being in the top 5, top 6,000, you're getting at least 20 to 30 of these pieces, which is nice. But like I said, they should really do a better job of trying to figure out how that tiebreaker will work going forward. That's it for now, guys. Obviously, we got the new Red Justice, which has been the additional accumulation of Daredevil Modern Shards while you're raiding with your lines. That's starting actually in a few hours here. And they don't show the preview here for events now because everything has pivoted over to the command center. So the command center, this has been really good, guys. Hopefully you've been able to take advantage of it. Make sure you review this today because remember, week 2 is going to be happening where they were going to change over a lot of these ones, right? So we've been doing the daily, going through the raid, spending campaign energy, spending gold. This is all going to change. From what we saw in the data mines, it's going to be now associated more with, I believe, Battle World and the Shadow King Trials. So watch for that pivot there. The weekly, I don't know if this is going to repeat, but it would kind of make sense, right? Using the intel in the store. And that added quite a bit as well. So be on the lookout for that. And then we've already wrapped up the monthly. Now we're waiting to unlock some of these said characters for Thunderbolts, which we can also take advantage of some additional points. But the good news is after everything I've done, right, for the last week here, and you guys should be darn close as well, we got 90 shards of Quasar. So we're already halfway there, but keep in mind, we already did the monthly, weekly stuff. So it's not going to be this week, but for sure, we're going to get Quasar's unlocked next week, which is pretty exciting because definitely one of the easiest ways we've ever seen a legendary character getting unlocked, but as well, everyone's going to have access to it. So we're kind of eagerly waiting now to see how the red stars are going to come about because they do have that trials and the legendary Scourge event that they're going to be tying that back to. This was a surprise. We have the Weekend Crucible, so if you guys are watching this right now and you haven't done this, make sure you take advantage because this has been an amazing way. Mind you, you don't have to do all of it, right? But you can see it's been great to get some additional infusion of training materials. This is their answer for everyone, you know, obviously voicing that there's not enough materials. Well, they've added a pretty good avenue for this now, so hopefully they keep doing this because I was a huge fan of this. It's super easy because you just have to use your Star Jammer, sir, as you can see, and then battling in Crucible as well over the weekend. And then finally, this is the one that's wrapping up this week, guys. So this is Harbinger week 1. Everything here is going to disappear unless you have already taken advantage of it. So obviously, if you have Victoria hand, that's at 6 stars. That would have been one freebie right there. The 5 stars there as well. But otherwise, we've capitalized on everything else using Thunderbolts, earning Gear Tier 20, battling in raids. So this is going to be weekly resetting here. So we'll be on the lookout for that. That's going to be the big one here, right? That is it from an event standpoint in terms of the milestones. Let's talk about the actual ones that are also turning up today. So we have Shadow King returning at reset, and we also have this new one that's called the Negative Zone Harbinger. And think of this one as a reward, right? There's going to be some opportunities here, as you can see, for Purple ISO 8. I didn't actually check if there's Gear Tier 20, and that's what I'm doing right now. Diamond Orb Fragments. Yeah, I don't think there's Gear Tier 20, but the uniques are always nice, and they can always give us additional infusion in the resources here, right? And I believe similar to other past runs, and we should be able to run this twice because there's a there's a timed run and there's a regular run. So yeah, you can do this twice, but you do have to use characters from Chapter 1 Harbinger. So I mean, Vigilante, Thunderbolt would be the immediate characters and teams that come to mind here. So be on the lookout for that. And then Shadow King, we've already done that. We're probably going to make a separate video on the completion of that event as well. And then, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget too, if you guys are like myself and you're always planning ahead here with the Strike Pass, remember, Hitmonkey Strike Pass is going to reset today. I actually have to take a look at this because it's been tight with me having the Horde energy, and I only used it partially during half the month. You can see here, I do want the 10 shards here, so I'm probably going to complete enough strike points here to actually just get through Daredevil. And let's take a look here. Shield attack, do I need this? I don't know if I do, to be honest. Yeah, but it is 4 pieces, so that's kind of nice for if you wanted to save and not have to hunt for that. But yeah, that's something I'll consider later on. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. This is resetting, so try not to claim all of it. Wait for the reset, because Hitmonkey is going to turn over and switch over there as well. And then, like I alluded to earlier, guys, and what I've mentioned already, we have Battle World returning, so can't access this yet, but this is going to be resetting. Not today. I think it's actually tomorrow. They're always like a day later. And then speaking of a day later, that's also going to be the unlock and sorry, not unlock, the release here of Songbird, right? So she's super cool. She's going to be joining tomorrow, so there's going to be red stars available. Her offers with the Battle World returning. And then the big one that we saw on the blog was actually Victoria Hand. She is joining the Intel store already. So pretty unreal, guys. As you can see, that's kind of why I've been like, should I spend Power Core? Should I not? Well, guess what? She's coming to the store, so that means we're going to be able to purchase her directly here in the Intel store. And if hopefully it's similar to everything else we see, which is 12,500 here for 5 shards, right? So really, if you want to get her unlocked, I'm just doing some quick math here. You just essentially have to get, you only have to have 250,000 Intel, assuming she is also a 100 shard unlock. Which she is, so 90 shards from the store there. So yeah, it's gonna be over 200,000 credits for the Intel if you want to do that. But I've been saving it for my Gear Tier 20 pieces as well, guys. So that's my 2 cents. That's it in a nutshell, guys. Lots and lots going on this week. They've been kind of switching things on us, but like it's easy to plan. So as long as you're engaged, paying attention to what's happening, and as well the events that are going live that give us some freebies here and there as we dabble in. So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Let me know what you think comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.